You're about to spend a day in the underworld of the gods, but surviving is another story. The cold cuts through your skin before you even open your eyes. When you awaken, you're at the edge of a seemingly endless black river. Currents of shadow tug at your ankles, and every whisper from the water repeats the same name, yours. But the worst part isn't the river. It's what lies beyond it. The underworld isn't just the home of the dead. It's a realm shaped by the gods, made of broken pacts, eternal punishments, and secrets that not even Olympus dares to speak. Here, even silence is a sentence. Would you pay the crossing or risk being lost forever in the shadows? Before continuing, please leave a comment below which country and city you're watching from, and what time it is there. Let's see how far the underworld of the gods has come. The wind blows heavily, carrying the metallic smell of iron and sulfur. Ahead of you, the River Styx stretches like an endless scar, its black waters reflecting flashes of faces that shouldn't be there. Every shadow that touches the surface seems alive, begging to trade places with you. At the edge of the riverbank, Chiron waits. The underworld boatman doesn't speak, doesn't gesture. He just stares. His eyes are sunken like caves, his bony hands resting on the worn oar. He doesn't ask her name, he already knows it. What he expects is payment. A murmur rises behind you, and Hermes appears, as light as ever. But the irony in his smile doesn't mask the weight of the situation. Some have made it back from this river, but none in one piece. Are you ready to be the first? Your heart races. You instinctively reach into your pockets and find something impossible. An ancient coin, cold as ice. You didn't bring it. Someone put it there. Who wanted to secure your crossing? Chiron's silence weighs more heavily than a scream. The oar slaps against the water, and the boat seems to call to him like a floating tomb. You hold the coin, but your mind freezes. Would you hand over the ticket or stay on the sidelines, knowing that even refusal is a sentence? The boat glides through the dark waters, too silent. Charon's oar cuts effortlessly through the river, as if the current obeys only him. You look around and realize you're not alone. Faces emerge from the water, distorted by terror. Translucent hands reach out, trying to grasp the vessel, broken nails scratching the wood, but never reaching. Then the visions appear. On the distant shore, you see a man pushing a boulder up a mountain. With each step, the stone slips and returns to its starting point. Sisyphus, the eternal punishment of repeating defeat. Further on, another agonizes with thirst before a crystal-clear lake. The water recedes each time he bends down to drink. Tantalus, eternal hunger and thirst before that which he can never touch. Hermes leans into her side, his voice low as if it were a secret. Everyone here relives what they fear most. Nothing is random. The underworld doesn't punish with pain, it punishes with memory. His words burn in your mind, because as you gaze at the condemned, the question can't be avoided. What if it were you? What would your punishment be? What memory, what fear would repeat itself forever until it shattered your soul? The waters of the Styx reflect your face. For a moment, you feel like you're not seeing your image, but the version of yourself that already regrets being here. The boat moves deeper, and the silence weighs like a chain around its neck. The Styx is not just a river, it is an oath. Every god who dared lie before it was punished with madness or death. Even Zeus, in his glory, feared breaking a promise made in the name of these waters. Hermes breaks the silence with a wry smile. Funny, isn't it? Here, even the gods tremble. Their power is worthless if the Styx decides to take its toll. He looks at you, eyes sparkling with irony. And you thought only mortals suffered. Suddenly, the waters churn, not because of Charon, but as if something else has awakened deep within. Larger shadows, invisible currents, muffled screams that don't belong to humans. For an instant, you see broken armor, corroded crowns, remnants of power sunk into the darkness, signs that even the gods have been dragged here. Then a vision cuts through his mind. Aphrodite, reflected in the water, stares at him with a cruel smile. Even love dies here, but jealousy lives on. The image disappears as if it had never existed, leaving only the echo of irony. You realize the forbidden truth. The underworld is not just a prison for mortal souls. It is a repository of divine secrets, of betrayed pacts, of crimes that Olympus would never tolerate. And the question weighs on you like a stone tied to your body. If even the gods are afraid to cross this river, what will happen when you reach the other side? The boat touches the shore with a dry crack. The land before you is not land. It is compressed ash, dust of bones and burnt iron. The air is too heavy to breathe, as if each breath cost years of your life. Before you loom the gates of the underworld. Colossal, made of black bronze. Each gust of wind echoes a metallic groan that seems to come from within your own mind. The chains binding them are as thick as trees, but they move on their own, as if alive. And then the sound emerges, low, rhythmic. 3 pairs of legs. The ground vibrates beneath your feet before you even see it. Cerberus, the guardian of the underworld. 3 heads growling out of sync, eyes like glowing coals, saliva dripping in acidic smoke that corrodes the ground wherever it touches. The surrounding souls scream, trying to escape, but there's nowhere to run. Some throw themselves back into the river, only to be swallowed by the dark waters. Others fall to their knees, begging for an end that will never come. Cerberus stops before you. All 3 heads tilt at once, sniffing your body, your fears, your soul. Each breath the creature takes is a warm thunderclap against your face. Hermes, behind you, whispers sarcastically, "Don't worry, he only bites those who breathe. Oh wait, that means you." The monster growls louder, and the gates creak as if they're about to open only to devour you. You feel like you can't retreat. The Guardian doesn't tolerate cowards, but he also doesn't tolerate intruders. Running away is not an option. Crossing without facing it is impossible. The only choice is to face the beast or become the underworld's next prey. Would you tame the beast to survive? Or would you be hunted until there was nothing left of you?
Cerberus's growl suddenly ceases. The silence is worse than the sound. The 3 heads retreat, as if even the beast recognizes something larger approaching. The air changes, colder, heavier. Darkness doesn't fall, it marches. And then he appears, Hades. Not in shouts, not in lightning, but in presence. The king of the underworld doesn't need to raise his voice. His shadow fills every space, his gaze heavy as a sentence. Beside him, Persephone, as beautiful as she is distant, with spring in her face and winter in her eyes. Hades's voice cuts through the air, low and inescapable. Why did you come in here alive? It's not a question, it's an accusation. Your skin feels chilled. The prophecy scroll still burns in your memory. The broken pacts you heard about at the river. Telling the truth could seal your death. Lying could be worse. Hermes crosses his arms, amused, as if watching a play. Good luck. Lies here usually last seconds. Persephone's eyes meet yours. Unlike her husband, She doesn't threaten, but she doesn't promise salvation either. There's sadness there, as if she already knew your answer before you even opened them. You try to speak, but realize the impossibility. The words you thought aren't the ones that come out. The underworld forces your mouth to say what's in your heart. The echo of your voice fills the underground hall, and you understand that there is no mask in the realm of the dead, only the truth. But a question burns within you, more dangerous than any answer. In the underworld, does the truth save or condemn faster than lies?
The last words still echo in the air as everything stops. Neither the river moves nor the wind blows. The underworld holds its breath. Even Cerberus remains motionless, like a living statue, his eyes fixed on you. Hades no longer speaks, he simply watches, his eyes like abysses that reveal nothing. His silence is more terrifying than any sentence. It's Persephone who breaks the weight of the scene. A faint smile forms on her lips, but it's not comfort, it's regret. Here even the truth hurts. Her voice sounds like a lost spring, sweet and sad at the same time. But the sweetness fades as the darkness behind her begins to move. A metallic sound scrapes the air, like chains dragged over stone. The shadows twist, and from them emerge figures with black wings, blazing eyes, whips that clank like serpents, the Erinyes, the Furies. Hermes gives a low, almost amused whistle. When even they appear, it's because the conversation is over. The Furies surround the space, their every step leaving incandescent marks on the ground. They don't look at Hades, they don't look at Persephone, only at you, as if they're waiting for a gesture, a weakness, a wrong word to devour your soul. And the question that arises in your mind is inevitable. If even the Furies obey here, who really rules the underworld?
The Furies approach, their whips hissing like hungry serpents. The circle around you closes, each step closer to your skin. You feel the burning heat before they even touch. It's Hades who raises his hand, stopping their advance. His voice is dry, final. The underworld isn't a shelter, it's a sentence. But you're still breathing, which means you have a choice. Persephone glides to stand before you. Her gaze is soft, but the weight she carries is devastating. You can leave, you can return to the world of the living, but if you do, you will forget everything. Every face, every secret, every truth you touched here. It will be as if the underworld never existed for you. The heart tightens. A path seems like freedom, but it is oblivion. But then, Hades continues. Or you can stay, carry within you the secrets that not even the gods dare speak aloud. But if you stay, you will never be the same. The dead will recognize you. The shadows will follow your trail. With every dream, the underworld will speak through you. Hermes appears beside him, leaning against a broken column, chuckling to himself. Great. 2 wonderful options. Return alive, but dumb as a rock. Or stay here, knowing more than you should, until you go mad. The Furies still surround, waiting for her answer. Persephone extends her hand, as if it were a guide or a trap. Hades watches silently, his eyes like walls. The dilemma is clear. Forget everything to survive, or keep the secrets, even if it costs your soul. And the question sticks in you like a blade. Would you give up your memory or your own soul? You reach out, but it doesn't matter which choice you make. The underworld offers no easy answers. The ground gives way beneath your feet, cracking like shattered glass, and you plummet downward. The air is too cold to scream, the wind cuts like blades, and the darkness swallows you whole. When you open your eyes, you're no longer facing Hades, Persephone, or the Furies. You're submerged in waters that glow with pale light. The river is silent, but you feel something stealing your thoughts. Lethe. The waters
of oblivion. Each breath erases a fragment of you, the face of a loved one, a momentous occasion. Even your own name seems to dissolve. But before you're completely lost, visions emerge within the current. You see warriors falling on distant shores, spears broken, walls burning. Troy, the city in flames, the gods watching in silence as heroes fall to pieces. The waters shift, and now you see ships sinking in red seas, bodies dragged by invisible currents. The underworld prepares, for each future death is already a shadow in store. And then deeper, something bigger. Mountains shift, titans awaken, chains snap, breaths so heavy they make the water itself tremble. A voice echoes, not from the waters, not from the gods, but from fate itself. A day in the underworld is never just a day. It's a warning. It's a harbinger. You try to emerge, but the river drags you along. Each vision sticks in your mind like a scar. You understand, what began here never ends. The underworld has already chosen its next battlefield. And the question that haunts him as the current carries him is inevitable. If even the underworld called him, what greater war is yet to come? You emerge from the waters of Lethe, panting, your skin as cold as stone. You lie on the shore, but you don't recognize the place, neither the sky nor the earth. What remains of you still belongs to the world of the living, but some of it has already been claimed by the underworld. The shadows move around you, whispering names you can no longer remember. Each lost word opens a void within your mind, as if something essential has been ripped away forever. And then a final whisper, sweet and sharp at the same time. Persephone, you don't see her, but you feel her. The secrets you've forgotten are the ones that will haunt you most. The wind blows, and two silhouettes appear before you. An army of the dead marches silently, armed, organized. This isn't a punishment, it's preparation. If surviving a single day in the underworld already seems impossible, imagine when all the dead rise at once. The ground shakes. You understand that the underworld didn't let you go. It merely returned you to witness what is yet to come. Subscribe and stay with us. The next chapter picks up right where this one leaves off.